Welcomer, a 25-year-old black cherry tree, and Purity Brother, a 60-year-old northern red oak, stand as sentinels at the entrance of the Columbia Wilderness Sanctuary and Natural School. A little farther south, along the area where the cement trail is planned, stands the majestic Purity Sister, a 50-year-old red oak. If you enter the sanctuary by the little footpath that goes past Purity's Sister, you will see Big Bird, a 75-year-old sycamore, and 3 sycamore snags, standing dead trees. The snags are named Totem 1, 2, and 3. Big Bird and Totem 2 hold a string of prayer flags. Behind them, Totem 1 and 3 stand as apartment buildings for many forms of wildlife, particularly woodpeckers. In the center of the field is the green and white sign announcing the Columbia Wilderness Sanctuary and Natural School. The sign is connected to the outer branches of Giving Queen, the giant 75-year-old red mulberry tree, by a string of prayer flags lovingly made by friends and neighbors of the sanctuary. It is believed to be one of the oldest living mulberries in mid-Missouri. The trunk of Giving Queen has intricate curves and grooves. She provides generous berry crops, and her leaves and branches spread to offer shade. At the western edge of the sanctuary welcome area, you will see the entrance to Luba's Forest. If you enter the sanctuary through Luba's Forest, you will first see Great Altar, a giant mushroom and fungus-covered tree, whose 76 rings can be seen from the severed body as it lays on the forest floor, having been felled earlier this year. Continuing along the path to a little clearing named Fairy Knoll, you will meet Goblin and Gargoyle, a 75-year-old bitternut hickory, whose root base resembles 2 gnarled mouths, one housing a baby buckeye tree, and best friend, a 100-year-old oak tree. As you follow along the path in Luba's Forest, down a little hill over what is now a dry stream bed, you see Peacemaker and Big Chief, a 150-year-old giant tree. Big Chief looks to have once had a twin that has for some unknown reason broken off and gone back to nature. From there, you can see meandering paths created by wildlife, and trees of all types and sizes growing side by side. To enter the lower part of the sanctuary, along the wider walkway, on the left you will see Noble Guard, an 80-year-old northern red oak, who safeguards his noble family, a stand of 10 large northern red oaks, some with lichen-covered roots. Across the path from the noble family stands the noble grandfather, a stately 90-year-old northern red oak. As a team, they are preventing erosion. As you enter the lower field, you first see Queen Black, a 100-year-old black walnut tree. This tree has been supplying animals and people with delicious black walnuts for many years. Near Queen Black stands the Lizard's Guards, a 20-year-old pair of American elms growing close together, thin and straight in contrast to the giant bumpy trunk of the Queen Black. Just past Lizard's Guards, you will meet Ruby's Chest, a 75-year-old redbud whose giant trunk has been scarred by the loss of a limb. At the edge of the forest, near Lizard's Guards, stands Woos, the 50-year-old Kentucky coffee tree. Its ruffled bark is strong and shingle-like. Along the mowed path south from the clearing stand 4 75-year-old sycamores, Sun, Moon, Pumpkin, and Rudy. The path opens into the riparian corridor, an ecologically important wetland meadow of wildflowers and river willows, which all purify the water going into the Hinkson Creek. As you follow the mowed path out of the clearing, you will see the field where the deer sleep. Continuing toward the Hinkson Creek, a little way off the path stand Gentle Fighter and Olga the Watcher and Whole Life, 3 100-year-old black walnut trees, still growing, a result of being part of a very healthy riparian corridor. At the edge of the Hinkson Creek stand the Sisters' Portal, a pair of 80-year-old sycamores. They create a welcoming entrance to the wonderful Hinkson Creek. The future of these trees is bleak. The bat habitat trees were already cut down, so they would be gone before the bats return to their homes. The Columbia City Council plans to bulldoze through the heart of this certified wilderness sanctuary, owned by the local citizen-led nonprofit group It's Our Wild Nature.